Hey, Greg and Jenn, we're here at WeeCasa, and we are going to look at, what's this one called? The Ritz-Carlston.
This is the Ritz-Carlston. This was built by one of our partner's friends, whose last name is Carlston, I believe. Her first name is Carlston. So we decided to spice it up and call it our Ritz-Carlston now. So
it's pretty cool. It's based off of he went to a tumbleweed workshop and then built it off the tumbleweed plans for the Cypress model. And so it's got that nice little tiny porch, a little tiny door, which is really cool because doors take up a lot of space. I'm always a big fan of the little doors.
And it's also really nice to have a little eave when you're coming in out of the elements, like rain or snow or anything like that. Have a little place to knock your shoes off before you walk into your tiny space.
Big deal, yeah. All right, so let's go check it out around the outside and we'll go from there.
So we'll start our tour of the Ritz-Carlston off in the kitchen. Now,
yeah, and Jen needs to do the kitchen tour because she likes the kitchens.
Well, I don't really see you working in the kitchen very much.
I make cereal.
Oh, and soup. He makes soup.
Hey, I made an omelet the other day, too.
You did make an omelet. Thanks
Okay.
for making that omelet that I didn't eat. So.
Have I grilled for you lately?
Mm-mm.
I'll grill for you tonight.
Yeah, and it is Cinco de Mayo, and I've got some here, so.
Fajitas.
Yes.
Okay.
Always fajitas. Anyway, we're going to start our tour of the Ritz-Carlston off in the kitchen. Now, this is one of my favorite kitchens for such a small space because they fit so much amenities, so many amenities in a small space. As you can tell, they have two induction stove tops here, which is a really nice option to, be able to cook more than one thing at a time.
Remember, on the induction, you have to have something metallic on the surface. It will not turn on if your hand is on it and you turn it on, or a towel or something like that, or an aluminum pan. It has to have something that actually a magnet will stick to.
That's right. So we've got cabinets in here where we've got service for three. This particular tiny house sleeps 3 people, so we have service for 3 in there. Cups, mugs, bowls, plates. This one has a microwave in it, which is a nice feature. The French press, the coffee that you can see. Big counter space. You could do a lot of prep work here and have a little bit of extra space to spread out while you're doing dishes. It's got a mini fridge here, you can see, under the cabinet there. We store all of our cooking utensils and service for 3 in the drawers here. You'll see a range of pots and pans and all kinds of things that you need to make your stay enjoyable. Under here, you've got the paper towel holder, the soap, the sponge, the trash can in here. So, and this kitchen also has a little drying rack built into it, which I really think is a great idea. It's nothing that you have to move up and out of the cabinets to use or spread towels out to dry your dishes with. So that's a really nice feature. Great windows all the way around. When you're spending time in the kitchen like I do,
I spend some time in the kitchen.
He spends a fraction of his time in the kitchen.
I love getting in your way.
You're doing it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So it's got nice windows. So when you're cooking here, I like to turn on some music, drink some wine, look out my windows, and have a nice little view. So I really love the Ritz-Carlston kitchen. Greg, how about you?
I love spending time in the Ritz-Carlston kitchen.
So another great feature that the Ritz-Carlston has is that it offers you a table with 2 chairs. Now, in such a small space, that is not a feature that you get very often. But because of the design and the well-built layout of everything that you see in here, they were able to fit this in. This also folds down too against the wall, and you can stack the chairs to get them out of your way, making this a very large open space for such a tiny area. And here we've got a nice little, well, let me slide this over and I'll open it up for you. Sliding barn door, sliding ladder door. This open up the closet where we keep all of our linens, bath towels, extra fan. There's some hangers for some folks under here. I believe this is the water heater under here, so I'm not even going to bother to pop that open because it's a little bit more work. The ladder is a great feature. You can actually lift this up to get it more out of the way and store really easily. Slides all the way out of the way. So if you're not climbing the ladder throughout the day, you can have that stored until you're ready to go to bed, which gives you a little bit more room to come in and out of the small bathroom in here. So one of the things I like about this setup is that it has 2 different bedding options. You've got a queen loft up top, and then you've also got a twin bed down here. However, if you were living in this space and designing it more of your own, you could actually take that out and make a really cool, very tight, but very cool little living area. Maybe some bean bags, maybe a flat screen TV against the wall, or the back side of a cabinet here, using it long ways. But it is a nice option to have for people that come stay with us with young kids. Parents can go up top, maybe the little kids can stay on the bottom. We see a lot of that. So the ladder I've pulled back out, so we'll climb up here. This is a really nice A-frame shaped loft with a big skylight here and a small window in the head of the bed. Very tight quarters. This is not for people that are claustrophobic, because this is very much a tight fit. Making the beds in there are very difficult, but you'll find that when you get in here, they're nicely pressed for you, ready to go. Again, very comfy mattresses here at WeeCasa, memory foam, great linen, so you'll stay plenty warm in here. And it is kind of warm up here on the top. I can feel the heat from the day upstairs.
So how would you get rid of that heat, Jen? What's that over there with all that light coming through?
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
There's a
No,
skylight.
we've got a skylight here that rolls open so you can get a nice fresh breath. Did I say fresh breath?
Probably.
Hold on, my phone is going off like crazy. So in your fancy Ritz-Carlston tiny house, you have a very small bathroom, but a very practical bathroom. It's got a sliding barn door.
Go ahead. You can get it. You can get. It's a sliding
It has
barn
a sliding
door.
barn door. Come on
Very
in.
good.
And you can see it's pretty tight in here, but it's got all the functions that you need for a bathroom in a tiny house. Again, with the rectangle sinks that don't pop out, they go the length of the wall, which is nice to have out of your way. Our WeeCasa guests get to enjoy nice toiletries, soap, shampoos, lotions, conditioner. This one has got kind of an RV toilet in this one.
It's totally an RV toilet. And so one of the things, show them how to use it. So like if you're doing solids, if you're going number 2, if you're pooping, you basically push down a little bit on this and it'll fill up with water, because you kind of want to float solids. And so you fill it up with water and then
Do your thing.
sit down, do your business, and then you flush it by also pushing on this all the way down, and it opens up that little hole right there and goes straight down. And then it always helps to even run water, even when you're peeing. It helps to run water and just keep things moving, because it doesn't flush. It doesn't have that tank thing. And then you let it off
It's
your
always
foot.
really funny sharing all these kinds of stories with people.
I know. Who wants to teach people how to poop? But
Yeah.
anyway, that's how you do
we're
it.
the experts on that, so
We've used a lot of RV toilets in our lifetime.
yes. So a nice stand-up shower in here. Not much to see. Nice fixtures. Pretty simple design in here.
Yeah, and I would like to point out, now there is a vent fan, which you definitely want to use. And there's the switch right there for the vent fan. But you want to use that because you're in a tiny space.
Yeah.
And of course, a little window wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt to open that
Wouldn't
up
hurt
too
to
if you
open that
wanted.
up. Yeah.
But you got the privacy of curtains too. All right. So a couple of things about the tiny home that you might want to know is just opening the windows. Got the little crank handle on them, and they're usually set like that, and that's locked. Down is locked. You just pop them open to unlock, pull the handle out, twist the correct way, and now you've got open windows for cross ventilation on both sides. We also have a heater in here. This is actually, it gets really hot. You don't want to touch it when it's on, but it's a radiant heater, and so it radiates heat around quite a bit. You'll want to use the fan to kind of keep the air moving, or all the heat does go up to the top. And pretty much in the summertime at night. During the winter, we actually have a helper heater down here. You just plug it in, turn it on. Works really good, moves the air around. For this heater right here, your actual controls are right over here in the bedroom, and it's just a pretty simple, straightforward, turn it up and down kind of heater control. It is programmable, but you don't want to mess with that. So you'll see that. This tiny home does have a, that must be screwed on there. What was it? No, it was just sticky. So it has a hot water tank instead of a tankless water heater. And so this basically is like your home hot water heater, but about a third of the size. You know, a normal home hot water heater would actually fill this closet all the way up to the top.
This is 10 gallons here, it says.
Is it 10 gallons? Mm-hmm. So you'll want to take quick showers, 10, 15-minute showers. The hotter water that you use, the quicker you'll run out. Though it does act normal as far as tankless hot water heaters. Sometimes fluctuate a little bit. They're a little tricky to use. The tank water heater acts just like a tank water heater that you have in most homes. So that's pretty cool. So another thing about this tiny home is they did a 12-volt electrical system in it, and it's got a lot of RV-type components in it. One of the things about it is it has these 12-volt LED lights. Now they are on normal switches. It kind of looks like in a home you have 120 volts, and that's basically switches that look like this and plugs that look like this. That's the 120 volt AC alternating current system. A 12 volt DC direct current system is like what you have in your car when you have your car battery and you run your radio and all of that off of those things. These also have a 12 volt direct current system, which runs the lights and some other features of the tiny home. And all of that is accessed under this cabinet. If you look down here, and you can see, this is where all of that happens. And this might show you. Basically, a 120 volt AC system is these kind of breakers that you see commonly in your house. The 12 volt system are fuses like down here, which you commonly see in your car. You definitely don't want to open this and touch anything, it will pop you. But there's also converters to convert the 12 volt to 120 volt AC. It's a pretty complicated thing. You can look online, learn all about 12 volt. Ohm's law, P equals I times E. Kids love it when I say milli, micro, nano, pico, femtoado, because I'm an engineer. Or the other way.
Or kind of a dork.
Yes, exa. But anyway, by trade, engineer, trained, but I love tiny homes. 12 volt systems up there as well. The 12 volt lighting. LED lights work a lot better than incandescent, just FYI. And let's go outside. If they're done power washing, you might actually be able to hear me.
Okay.
All right, so let's check out a little bit about the Carlston on the outside. So if you come around, you can see it's on a couple of axles here, and so you can tow this thing around. It's got a metal roof, it's got a nice wood siding. This is one of the sewer hookups right here, and basically it's got a valve in here, so you can turn the valve off and keep the sewer from flowing if you are towing it. Generally, you leave the valve open and let everything flow. If you come around here, you can see the stabilizing jacks. Helps keep the thing from wobbling as much. Up here you've got a little platform for some utilities, or we use it for a planter. You got the standard 2-inch ball, safety chains, breakaway cable for the brakes and that.
Oh yeah, I can tell. You really...
You like the breakaway chains? Oh, the planter, yeah. End of winter.
Yeah.
Again, stabilizing jacks. This is some of the winterizing stuff. You got to keep the air from being underneath them in the winter to keep them from freezing. And then you can see here that we plug in. This is the power that goes in. It is on a 30 amp plug right here. And so there's 50 amp available. So you do have to manage some of the power in there. Standard garden water hose. This is actually a drinking water hose. And that's where the sewer goes. This is where you fill up. This is where you add the city water that is pressurized right now. It does have a holding tank, so you can fill it with water, take it on the road with you. It's the off-grid stuff, kind of RV stuff. And so this is kind of a hybrid RV. Again, the 12 volt system inside, the water tanks, the valves for the sewage and stuff. It's kind of this hybrid RV home, and unlike some others. Pretty cool though.
So if you enjoyed your tour of the Ritz-Carlston, you can come by WeeCasa and stay in it at any time.